Are you ready for a great adventure? Today on The World is Yours. We're off to the famous Gold Coast of Queensland in Australia, where we'll visit the biggest sand island in the world. Then we'll make a stop in Beijing, the capital of the People's Republic of China. We'll explore its temples, plazas, palaces, and enjoy some authentic, delicious Chinese cuisine. And what better place to end our trip than the Bahamas? A true heaven on earth. Nearly 700 white sand islands with all kinds of adventures to be had. The world is waiting, and the world is yours. Ready, mate? This is Queensland. Queensland is a state situated in northeast Australia. Brisbane, the capital, has one of the largest and fastest growing populations. It's a city with great weather, and as a result, lots of fun outdoor activities. Hop on a bike and take a tour around this great city with the Brisbane Bicycle Tours. Or, if you're more of an adrenaline junkie, head up to the Story Bridge Adventure Climb and gaze out from the best 360-degree view of the city. The name Queensland is in honor of Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom, who on June 6, 1859, signed the proclamation that separated the state from the colony of New South Wales. Queensland has just two seasons: summer, with its rainy and humid climate, and then a relatively dry and moderate season between June and October. The ideal weather in these months makes it one of the best states to visit in Australia. There are so many places to see. One of these landmarks is Fraser Island, the largest sand island in the world, covering more than 710 square miles. The island was originally known as Kagari, which means paradise to the indigenous Bachula people. In 1992, Fraser Island was named a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. Fraser Island is a haven of white sand and crystal clear waters with different tones of blue, where views extend for miles along its beaches. Its scenery is incredible, a true paradise like its name. Fraser Island is home to a pure breed of dingoes. Dingoes are a type of wild dog normally found in Australia. Dingoes are thought to have descended from dogs and wolves, but these particular dingoes are not descendants of either. In fact, they form a very unique and rare species of their own. Sadly, these animals are also in danger of becoming extinct. In an effort to protect the breed of dingoes, it is against the law to bring domesticated dogs onto the island. This law helps prevent interbreeding between dogs and these rare, pure-breed dingoes. It's also prohibited to feed them, since it's very important to conserve their wild nature. Fraser Island is also home to approximately 230 species of birds. In Queensland, you can also see the fantastic Gold Coast. Here, the variety of activities are endless. It's one of the most visited tourist destinations in all of Australia, since there are so many things to do. This natural coast is in perfect harmony with city life. Large buildings, hotels, shops, restaurants, and theme parks surround the stunning Gold Coast landscape. Do you like to surf? Or do you want to learn how? Don't miss out on Main Beach. Queensland's Gold Coast has something for everyone. Perhaps you prefer the fun and adrenaline of one of the tallest roller coasters in the world. Or how about riding a motorcycle roller coaster, the Mick Doohan Motor Coaster? And if the water park is more your vibe, there are immense water slides throughout Dreamworld, where you may meet a koala or even a kangaroo. Queensland is definitely the capital of theme parks in Australia. Queensland has something for every member of the family. If being outdoors and enjoying everything that nature has to offer catches your attention, then you have to stop by and visit the Lamington National Park, a subtropical rainforest with majestic waterfalls. This UNESCO World Heritage Site is filled with an abundance of trees, lots of different plants and animals, and more than 90 miles worth of awesome walking trails. If one UNESCO World Heritage Site is not enough, stop by the Uluru Kata Chuda National Park, also known as Ayers Rock. Every year, more than 250,000 people visit this sacred place. The Australian Aborigines believe this to be a place full of legend and lore. Huge rock formations dating back as far as 500 million years ago reside here. Watching the colors of the rocks change as the sun crosses the sky is a fascinating sight. The most stunning views occur at sunrise and sunset. A favorite activity here in Uluru-Kata-Tjuta National Park is the guided photographic safari with a local Aborigine guide. We'll have an opportunity to admire impressive rock formations, enjoy the springs, and explore caves with their prehistoric Aboriginal rock art. The Pinnacles Desert in the Nambung National Park also features some amazing rock formations. There are thousands of rock pillars that rise above the sand and reach as high as 13 feet. It is thought that they originated some 30,000 years ago when the seas receded from the area, which means these pillars may have been created by accumulations of seashells. The climate here tends to be hot, so many people recommend visiting between the months of August and October when the weather is cooler. Viewing a sunset in this place will stay with you forever. The orange color of the sky, the sun's rays making the pinnacle shine with its reflection on the desert's yellow sand, while a breeze refreshes you. What an unforgettable experience! Nearby Pinnacles is the small town of Cervantes City. It's a quaint fishing village on the west coast of Australia where there are spectacular white sand beaches and tours out on the water where we can see dolphins and sea lions. Well, we have to say goodbye to Australia, and it's time to continue our journey, but first, let's test your world knowledge. What is the capital of the People's Republic of China? A. Tokyo. B. Beijing. C. Peking. D. Hanoi. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. What is the capital of the People's Republic of China? A. Tokyo. B. Beijing. C. Peking. D. Hanoi. If you answered B. Beijing, you're right. But if you chose C, you were very close. The capital of the People's Republic of China was Peking from 1928 until 1949, when the Chinese Communist Party changed it back to the city of Beijing. Beijing literally means capital of the north. It is the capital of the People's Republic of China and one of the biggest cities in the world, with more than 21 million inhabitants. It's considered the cultural, political, and social heart of China. The city of Beijing has a history going back 3 millennia, or 3,000 years, which means there are many places of historical interest for us to check out. We'll begin in the Tiananmen Square, which, aside from being the most important city center in China, is the largest in the world, and has been the location for many important historical events. The square is guarded around the clock. In the southern part of the square is the Tiananmen Street, which houses the Beijing Historical Museum. On the northern side of the square is the Tiananmen Gate, or the Gate of Heavenly Peace, which leads us directly to our next stop. The entrance to the world-famous Forbidden City. The Forbidden City is an icon of Beijing and was the residence to 24 Chinese emperors for more than 5 centuries. That's where the name Forbidden City comes from. No ordinary citizen, unless granted special permission, could even enter. One really cool aspect of the Forbidden City is that there is an extraordinary harmony in numbers, particularly the number 9. The Forbidden City has 9,999 rooms. The doors use 81 nails, which are in 9 rows of 9 nails each. Why? Well, 9 is a lucky number in Chinese culture. They say that touching one of the nails brings good luck. I guess we'll have to find out ourselves. Now that we're feeling lucky, we're off to the Summer Palace, which we can reach by dragon-shaped boats traveling over the waters of Lake Kunming. A tour of the Summer Palace includes wandering through a number of temples pavilions, and gardens. This hill-filled and water-surrounded oasis is where emperors of the Qing dynasty enjoyed their summer vacations. And now, on to one of the most beautiful monuments in the city, the Temple of Heaven. Chinese emperors prayed at this temple for centuries. It was built in 1420 during the Ming Dynasty as a place of worship, where emperors would come twice a year on special visits, camping out to self-reflect and pray for bountiful crops and harvests. Later, the Qing Dynasty emperors would continue to come every spring to pray for the harvest, and in December to pray for peace and harmony in the new year. The temple is a round building made entirely of wood. It is on the highest of 3 marble terraces and has intricate detail in its architectural design. Here's something really cool. There were no nails used in the building of the temple. It's true. The building uses wooden pillars as support instead of cement and nails. Pretty impressive, don't you think? Even though Beijing is a city full of ancient history and culture, the city has modern aspects too. Take, for instance, the National Center for Performing Arts. This egg-shaped theater holds up to 6,000 people and is surrounded by water on some sides and Wangfuxing Street to the other. This popular and trendy shopping district is a melting pot for international shops and entertainment options. Modern design in Beijing doesn't end there. The Beijing National Stadium, known around the world as the Bird's Nest, is a stunning structural web of steel that looks like a bird's nest. Pretty cool. It was built for the 2008 Summer Olympics and Paralympics, and today it has become a major tourist attraction and venue, including being home to the 2022 Winter Olympics and Paralympics. Have you ever taken a water taxi or taxi boat? Here in Beijing, you can catch a lift on one in Beihai Park. It's a former imperial garden converted into a public park located near the Forbidden City. The water taxis allow you to tour the entire park through its canals. This is, without a doubt, a great experience that you shouldn't pass up. Get out on the water and enjoy the beautiful views of the palaces and temples that are spread around the park. Beijing is a city that offers tourists the best of 2 worlds, traditional and modern. So it shouldn't come as a surprise if during your tour of a modern design district, you come across an enormous hill or green landscape. As seen here at the Jingshan Park, an artificial hill located north of the Forbidden City. This public space is where many people come to practice Tai Chi, a form of Chinese martial arts. You'll be able to snap some really great photographs here, and if you come in the winter, you can see the tops of the buildings in the Forbidden City covered with snow. It is quite an amazing sight. Now that we've toured a lot of this amazing city, let's try some of its amazing food. The open-air markets in Beijing are a must, especially as a place to try the authentic dishes that are favorites among the locals. One of the best to check out is the Wangfuxing Market, especially at night when all the kiosks are full of steaming pots and people wanting a taste of the classic soups and kebabs. There are also options for the more adventurous travelers who come to visit Beijing for a unique culinary experience. The food offered here ranges from starfish and seahorses to snakes, spiders, scorpions, and even cockroaches. Would you dare try one of these? Well then, among these steaming pots and pans and spider kebabs is where we finish our trip here. We're off to our next destination, but first, let's test your world knowledge. Nassau is the capital of which of these islands in the Caribbean? A. Aruba. B. Jamaica. C. Barbados. D. The Bahamas. The answer coming up when we return to The World is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. Nassau is the capital of which of these islands in the Caribbean? A. Aruba. B. Jamaica. C. Barbados. D. The Bahamas. If you said D, the Bahamas, You're right. Nassau is the Bahamas' capital city. This island is filled with crystal clear waters and white sand beaches, perfect for a relaxing and fun-filled getaway. The sun in the Bahamas welcomes every visitor. The official name is the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And it's said that the name comes from the Spanish Baja Mar, from the shallow waters that surround the islands. Christopher Columbus first landed here in 1492. Upon his arrival, he found a large population of Lucayans, the original inhabitants of the islands. It's estimated that about 40,000 were residing on the islands back then. Later, English Puritans, in search of religious freedom, landed here. Since then, the islands have served as an important role in history. Today, these islands have become synonymous with tropical sunsets and fun-filled adventures. This group of islands, called an archipelago, is made up of 700 islands and 180,000 square miles of ocean, of which only 24 islands are inhabited by people. It is located in the Atlantic Ocean, north of Cuba and southeast of Florida, near the Florida Keys. Between the 15th and 17th centuries, this paradise was a refuge for New World pirates. It's true, the pirates would light false signal fires to lure ships toward them so they would run aground and could be easily attacked. The infamous pirate Blackbeard had his base of operations in the capital city of Nassau on New Providence. Nassau was founded in the 17th century and is located on the northern edge of New Providence, though it pretty much covers the entire island. Nassau is overflowing with English colonial-style buildings, with streets full of color, which make it easy to pick up on the English influence. A must-see landmark here is the Straw Market. It's a staple for lovers of handcrafted items, different things made from straw, wood carvings, and a variety of other handmade souvenirs. Straw Market is on Bay Street, the main and oldest street in the city. It's known as the Heart of Nassau. This street also offers a variety of restaurants with local and international cuisine, conch salad, fish tacos with veggie slaw, and even Bahamian lobster rolls. It is quite common to find friendly police officers wearing very interesting and eye-catching uniforms on Bay Street. Don't miss an opportunity to get a photo of all there is to see on this interesting street. Fort Fincastle is another renowned site in Nassau. It was built by Lord Dunmore in 1793. Since it was built on a hill, it offers a beautiful view of Nassau and the Queen's Staircase, which is a well-known landmark on the island that has 66 steps. It was made out of limestone in the late 1700s. The Bahamas have some of the most incredible beaches in the world, with crystal clear turquoise waters, fine pink and pure white sand, and lots of marine life. You might see dolphins, sharks, turtles, and spider crabs on your visit. And with all kinds of water sports and other fun activities available, a trip to the Bahamas makes for an unforgettable vacation. We mentioned earlier that the Bahamas is spread out over more than 100,000 square miles of ocean, including numerous islands and cays, which are low islands or coral reefs. One of these groupings of islands and cays is the Exumas, which is located about 35 miles from Nassau. We still have more to explore here in the Bahamas, but before we do, let's see if you remember. Which famous pirate had his base of operations in Nassau? A. Redbeard. B. Captain Hook. C. Blackbeard. D. Captain Jack Sparrow. The answer coming up when we return to The World Is Yours. We're back. Let's find out the answer to our question. Which famous pirate had his base of operations in Nassau? A. Redbeard. B. Captain Hook. C. Blackbeard. D. Captain Jack Sparrow. If you answered C. Blackbeard, you're right. It's easy to see that here in the Bahamas, nature is one of the main attractions. From its beaches to its wildlife, it's easy to be amazed by so much natural beauty. And the local cuisine is fueled by this connection to the sea. Some of its most famous dishes include seafood. The national food of the island, conch, is similar to another seafood dish, calamari. Here on the islands, you can have conch in all kinds of ways. Conch fritters, conch salad, conch chowder, cracked conch, even cracked conch sandwiches. Once we've given conch a run for its money, we can sample lots of other delicious dishes, like rock lobster, which is a clawless lobster that is usually served broiled with grits or peas and rice. Which reminds me, peas and rice is another local favorite. This rice dish is made of deep brown rice, pigeon peas, seasoned tomatoes, onions, fresh thyme, tomato paste, and most of the time, salted pork or bacon. Delicious! And sounds like the perfect way to close out another beautiful, sunny day in the Bahamas. Well, that wraps up our adventure for today. We visited the Gold Coast of Queensland. We had a fascinating tour of the historical city of Beijing, and we explored the same islands where the infamous pirate Blackbeard roamed, in the beautiful Bahamas. Thanks for joining us on our trip around the world. There are many more adventures to come. Until next time, the world is waiting, and the world is yours.